welcome back. We are now on day 273 of our 365 days of Bible study. We are continuing with the parables of Jesus at the moment, and the famous parable of the wise and foolish virgins, the wise and foolish girls at a wedding. Matthew chapter 25, verses 1 to 13 is what we're looking at today. On the Mount of Olives, Jesus was speaking privately to the disciples. Then again, I'm comparing the kingdom of the heavens to 10 young women who lit their oil lamps and set off to accompany the bridegroom to his wedding. 5 of them were foolish and 5 wise. What happened was this. The foolish ones lit their lamps but didn't take extra oil. The wise ones had bought full oil flasks with their lamps. Now, sadly, the bridegroom was delayed, so waiting outside his house, they all dozed off. But when midnight came, someone shouted, "Look, the bridegroom's coming out. Up you get to meet him." So they all got up and trimmed their wicks. The foolish ones asked the wise ones to give them some of their oil, because their lamps had run out. But the wise ones replied that maybe there wouldn't be enough to go round. And hadn't the foolish ones better go and wake up the oil merchant and buy some for themselves? And whilst they were gone, the bridegroom came out. Those who were prepared, went with him into the wedding feast. The door was shut. Later the others turned up. Standing outside, they called, "Sir, sir, let us in." But he replied, "No, who are you?" So keep watch, because you never know the day or the hour. Well, here we are. This was definitely not a Church of England wedding. In this culture, the bride was prepared for the wedding in her family home. That's where, in the evening, the vows were taken, and the legal and religious formalities were performed, and a feast was prepared. Young women from the bride's family were expected to go and fetch the groom, who was saying goodbye to his own family at their home, carrying lamps through the dark streets from his family home to the bride's. Such a farewell celebration might well have delayed him, and there's not a wedding on earth where everything goes smoothly, so 10 girls set off in the twilight, and something was holding the groom up at his home. The oil in their lamps was gradually being used up. So the scene is set for the drama. After some hours, the doors of the groom's house opened at last. Everyone was getting ready to go to the bride's house, but there wasn't enough oil to refill all the lamps. Now, who are we like in this parable? Are we like the unprepared girls who have to get the oil merchant out of bed in the middle of the night and then turn up too late? Or are we more like the sensible girls who've got oil in their flasks, ready to refill their lamps? This is another of Matthew's collection of parables in which Jesus warns his followers to be prepared. In Jewish tradition, there were plenty of stories that contrasted wisdom with folly. In this case, the wise had thought ahead, and the foolish hadn't even thought about the possibility until it was far too late. The oil may represent a gift from God. The light from the lamps could be the light of faith, wisdom, knowledge, but the bottom line is clear: be prepared. As soon as you know something is coming, assemble your resources and make use of them. We are in this together, but everyone has to contribute in some way. Well, tomorrow we come to the last in our series of parables, and we will then turn to the other main point of the Gospels, a series of short Bible studies on the life and teachings, the death and resurrection of Jesus. And I'll see you then.